ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on. We thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Yes, we are back with What the Hell. We took probably about a month and a half not doing these episodes because I haven't done interviews. I couldn't find anybody. I was going to
start very quiet. Like nothing happening in the world. It's been super quiet. Nothing.
Nothing's really happening.
Anywhere.
I'm going to turn this back into the news type, us having fun, looking at the world in our eyes. And listen, everybody, this is only going to be our opinion of how the world works.
Yeah.
And I'm going to even be the devil advocate at some points with Chris, especially on today's topic. Where are the eggs at? Why are we spending an extra $4 on a 12-pack of eggs?
That's just in the store. I'm unique in this is that this is not affecting me in the slightest.
How is it not affecting you? You got like chickens or some shit?
No, I'm allergic to eggs.
Oh.
So I'm kind of on the outside looking in on this, but that doesn't mean that is not affecting the price of literally everything around.
Yes.
So it's still very topical and it's, it still gets on my skin because
we backtracking of even just this week, we have a lot of topics. The egg things we're gonna go with, and the other thing we're gonna go with, because we're not gonna just do one topic. The Twitter files that ended up Elon leaked, what was it, last month? He leaked them last month, and now the Senate and Congress is going against the CEOs that process that right now, starting this week. Those stuff actually hitting it up. Another thing that happened during the C-SPAN that happened, apparently the New Deal helped out with stopping the Twitter files and everything, and helped out the CEOs because it just blanked out. There was no power. As soon as he started up,
funny how that works, right?
Yes, the CIA is working hard that day, or the FBI. It's probably FBI because that was the ones that actually stopped like the Hunter Biden link, which we can talk now on some social medias. But
exactly, that's the thing.
Let's get with the eggs. We're gonna do the Twitter file stuff at the halfway point episode. I don't know. We're still trying to figure this shit out. But eggs.
Where are the eggs, man?
You did the research. You did your part of your research, and I did my part of the research. You go right ahead there, buddy.
Specifically, it's the chicken feet. Now, listen, I'm trying really, really hard not to put the tinfoil. I'm saying it's.
Let me grab
it. It's there, man.
See,
no, keep it out of reach because I don't want to go there. I don't want to.
No. We might need to.
We might have to, man, because
have to do the tinfoil hat.
Listen, I'm not saying, and the problem is it comes down to they are doing it. And you can point fingers at who could be, messing with the feed, and it's just There's a
See,
lot of anecdotal evidence, and I use that term very, very loosely. Understand me, gentle listeners at home. I'm using the term evidence very loosely. It's
Now
everything is
you're getting
anecdotal.
okay. My thing on this is you're getting all your
Something's happening.
information on TikTok, right?
But these are people that have chickens. and
Okay, I
have gone through it, have switched to their feed, and the
and
problem.
you're
goes away.
forgetting where I'm at
And
because
I'm not talking about one or two. I'm talking
I've
about
had-
an endless stream.
I've only talked to like one person that said is with you.
Yeah.
Two other people that use the same feed that the Purina. We can't remember what the actual feed
It
is.
was
I've been looking
Producer's
for
Pride was one that's been specifically mentioned.
Yeah,
It
Producer's
was the Tractor Supply Purina food is what the issue is, and that's the one that I've heard mentioned the most.
Okay. Now, I've talked to a couple of people that have their own chickens at the house at their place. They have no problems with that
And-
feed.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want to put that hat on, because
Yeah,
it hasn't been 100% across the board.
because
But
I
it's
can literally
a large enough number that there is an anomaly here. Now, could it be a bad batch? Could it be a specific lot number that is bad? Because a lot of these, they're setting them in to get the feed in to get tested and actually seen.
about
And
the
some of
size
those
it.
tests are starting to come back. And some of those tests are coming back with 0% protein. Zero. Now, obviously, the chickens need protein in order to lay. And within switching to a local feed, within 24 to 48 hours, they're starting to lay again. Now, again, is this a conspiracy? Hey, they're trying to control the egg supply, and they're trying to drive the price up artificially. I don't know. I'm not here to say all that. Although it is suspicious that right around the time that all this started happening, you had that other laying house that went up in fire. It was a chicken processing plant went up in fire again.
Actually, I think it's several. Okay, and one thing on this
Exactly. So I'm just saying the timing is interesting. That's all I'm going to say.
It is interesting, and well, okay. Here's the science of it. Chickens lay 6 eggs each week. Egg production depends each year on when the heads molt, replacing their feathers in the early fall. And as daylight hours are lost, hens need at least 12 to 14 hours of light each day to continue laying. Now, that's the science of it.
That
Now-
can be fudged a little bit with UV lights and stuff like that. But yes,
Yeah.
for the most part, yes.
Now we'll go ahead because there's also been they've had to like do a mass exodus of chickens because of the chicken flu or the bird flu, whatever it was. It was a flu. Fires. No, I can't. How can I not find spell fires? Fries. No, not fries. God, I put fires. And it comes up fryers on all of it. It's like, do you mean fryers? Are you retarded? No.
Did I fucking say fryers?
Okay, conspiracy theory brewing over chicken farm fires are false. Now, this is from what I've there's a lot of them in a short time frame. Okay, here and this was I'm getting this from NFPA, National Fire Protection Association. They did an article for February 1st, 2023. So this is the beginning of this year. First, it was fires in fire produce factories. Now, a seeming growing number of people are claiming that there's something suspicious about fires occurring at chicken farms across the United States. Sorry. In an attempt to provide proof that something nefarious is afoot, people like, oh God, they had a cat turd. It literally looks like cat turd.
Cat turd.
Okay, yeah, cat turd. I'll send you the spelling of this, so you.
I listen. I believe it.
I'm sending you the spelling on this. This is the spelling. It is, and I'm gonna. It's CATTURD. Cat. People like cat turd, who. I want to find the. It's an actual company, I guess. Good morning and. Oh, it's his Twitter. No, it's TM. It's an act. Is this an actual company? Yes, we're getting off the tracks off this one because this is fucking hilarious.
So that it was an egg production complex that actually burned. And I was talking about that one it was just last month, like a couple weeks ago.
There's a okay. This
Hillendale
conspiracy.
Farms
Okay,
in Bosra, Connecticut. That's the one that I was specifically referencing.
yes, this was the fire killed 100,000 chickens at a farm in Connecticut on January 28th, and a fire in December killed 250,000 chickens at a farm in Pennsylvania. The fires these people alleged are most likely a government attempt to disrupt the food supply, leading to situations like a soaring egg price that have garnished customers' wallets in recent months. Similar claims have made last spring, as many people, included Fox News host Tucker Carlson, proposing that a string of fires that had occurred in the food processing facilities. This is the main one that happened last year. Facilities were suspect. That conspiracy theory was debunked by NFPA. So that was debunked.
They keep saying that though, but like, I mean, how many food processing plants have there been in the last year, 2 years? Like, there have been.
Wow.
You're talking about
you
meat
are
processing. You're talking about vegetable processing. It's all over the place, man.
You are in the low numbers.
Mhm.
You have no idea. Okay. Looking at this article, there was a report of which, okay, this, according to the data included a recent Fire Protection Research Foundation (FPRF) report on fires in animal house facilities, an estimated average of 930 fires occurred annually in livestock or poultry storage properties, which included spaces like barns, stockyards, animal pens. In the U.S. from 2014 to 2018, an additional average of 750 fires occurred annually in livestock production properties, combined that more than 4 fires on an average day.
For a day.
That okay.
I wonder why.
This is where
see. That's where people
where you get into the conspiracy.
That's what I'm saying. Now, what is it a orchestrated conspiracy? I don't know. All I'm saying is that the timing and the numbers make it look suspicious.
Well, okay. Did I no, I told Jay this when I saw him at the Plano opening. Because I got a lot of the fire department in Electra, Black Rifle Coffee. Now, the reasoning why that was because there was I think 2,000 to 3,000 acres caught on fire in Electra. They had to evacuate.
Oh, well.
It's a small town. Probably around about 500 if you think about it. There's not that many people in Electra. But there is another fire of where my brother-in-law lives over by Lake Arrowhead. That was 7,500 acres. Yeah. But I mean, we in Texas, we kind of had a drought.
Mhm.
So
And
I can
in both
understand.
places,
And United States literally did have somewhat of a drought this year
yeah, it was pretty
compared to.
widespread.
So that might, but this is going.
Could it be a contributing factor? Absolutely.
Yes, it could have, because a lot of my friends that actually have chickens. I mean, okay, here's the contributing factors when you're running chickens. When you own chickens and you're doing the free range so they can frolic and everything, you got to look out for coyotes. You got to look out for hogs. You got to look out for just predators in general.
Yeah, stray dogs.
We even got cougars.
Oh yeah.
Not the female cougars, the actual cougars. But you got to look at those
Go away from the
factors.
bar, you're fine.
But we had when I was working at this one job, I can actually say when I was working up at Woodco, because I'm not working anymore. I can say at the company. I don't have any ill feelings. It was just not my cup of tea. But one of my coworkers, he had like one coyote that he ended up shooting, and it took off like. He had like 3 chickens left. He did have like 12 or so.
Yep.
And coyotes will wreck a fucking chicken coop.
Oh yeah.
That's one
100%.
coyote. And like I said, like going around like it was October. Had it been October because that was when bow season happened. I had like a good trail to get me a whitetail, and after a couple of hours, we saw like 6 to 7 freaking coyotes coming out the bushes. One, it pissed me the fuck off because I did all that fucking work all that week. Try to get me a goddamn fucking whitetail.
Son of bitches.
Dude. If and people go out the Congress, we won't name names and everything, give them it was like, why do you need a 30-round clip? That's the reason why you need a 30-round clip, but there is only 7. I'm making sure.
Yep. You ever gone hog hunting? You need to make sure.
Well, I'll go with a 30-30 liver action. That's perfectly fine with me. But still, you got like 6 or 7 hogs coming after you, anyways.
Yeah. Well, you're usually not alone, too. You're usually going to have a couple other people with you. Usually.
Sure. Unless you're dumb and stupid. No, I have my dad with me. I usually go with my dad.
See, there you go.
But he's a shitty shot.
Point is, listen, it's quantity over quality, all right?
Yes, absolutely.
Quantity has a quality all its own.
Yeah, that is true. But I'm going over. I mean, we probably lost this year, and I have been looking over the numbers of a lot of stuff. AP, the Associated Press, and this is a News Weekly, Political Facts, and we just went over the National Fire Protection Association. And some of these places are just, they're not giving you, they're not like the New York Post or Washington Post, where they have like some kind of agenda going after. These are biased news articles that we're finding, and we're looking at it. Well, I was looking at it, and we've had close to about 2 to 3 million chickens die in the last year. With the fires, with the bird flu. That's probably the big reason why we're not having that many eggs. Now, this goes to show, if you have Wichita Falls has a thing to where you have to actually get a license for it, but you can make your own chicken coop in the backyard and have chickens. One or two.
You know that chickens are HOA proof too. An HOA cannot tell you that you cannot have chickens.
Really?
That's it's
I never had to deal with HOA, so I
yeah. There, don't go do whatever you have to do to not be. That's a whole other show all by itself.
yeah,
But yeah, you can, because it's done in your backyard.
yeah.
As long as you have the city zone and everything, yeah, you can't. They can't tell you can't have chickens.
Well, they can tell you can, but by
You can also tell them to go kick rocks.
yeah,
Anyways,
that's the
that's
nicest
a
way you
whole
can say
other.
it.
Sorry,
But
ADD. Anyways,
but in all reality, I've been telling if I didn't live in an apartment, I would have chickens. Only
Oh,
because well, you would basically be,
dude, I would have it, and I
what's
would just
this?
be selling them or giving them to neighbors and shit. Like,
Yeah, I could see that.
even if I'm not eating them, there you could still have, use of them. You're still getting a benefit.
Now, can you have like cake or something like that, or you have to?
I can. I just gotta be careful.
Oh,
I
okay.
just can't overdo it.
Okay. Just off topic, just wondering, is like just popping.
Yeah. Now, specifically, and it's weird because it's specifically it's egg whites that do it.
Oh, you can have yellow cake.
But even I tried doing it shortly after I got the blood test and found out that I had, because it's not a full blown allergy quite yet. It's still technically a sensitivity, but it hits me pretty hard. But even
Big boy
even
like you can't eat eggs. That's
after I
what's,
said, I'm
that's
telling you, man. And I was total Ron Swanson. I was breakfast 3 times a day. It was I was, bring me all the bacon and eggs that you have. That was 100%. I was all about it. Party
that is
platter
so
of 12,
strange.
man.
And a person like me, dude, I'll pound out like 8 or 7 hard boiled eggs.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I'd fry up 5-6 eggs at a time, a few pieces of toast, and just fucking crush it, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but yeah, I even tried separating the egg whites and the yolks and just cooking the yolks, and hit me hard.
Weird.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's been 2.5, almost 3 years since I've had any eggs.
Thank God that you don't have like a thing against bacon. I mean, I'd old
Dude.
yeller you right now.
I would beg you to, if I had
Yeah.
to cut out bacon.
like, dude, you got to cut out bacon.
No,
Damn, I need you to do something for me. What do you need me to do?
Just put me down, dog. Just
You remember the old yeller? Did you just attack somebody? No. I can't have bacon. Oh, dude, you there?
I probably would. I would attack somebody if I couldn't have bacon.
God,
Life without bacon. I can't even. It's hard enough to do without eggs. I couldn't imagine taking bacon away.
fuck no. But it's more or less getting back on the topic. Looking at all these articles and everything, we've had a lot of unfortunate events that's been happening. And this is not and another thing that's been what really caused us to really bog down and get super broke down was the pandemic. And we can talk about that shit now.
Right.
But the pandemic was a big causality too, because a lot of people, I mean, meats, anything that you could eat for a while, everybody bought in bulk. I mean, for a while, the big toilet paper scares where I just like, you know what? I don't need toilet paper. I just need a shower now.
Yeah. Well, it was.
After,
I mean,
after I
you would see, and then with all the storms when we had snowpocalypse hit, especially here in Texas,
snow pot.
there were people who were buying five dozen eggs and buying like 2 of those at a time.
Yeah, because
taking 10 dozen eggs home with them.
What a lot of people don't know of how they store, and this is just research on my part, and this is actually how they do it, how they store stuff. They just freeze it. Freezing anything, even eggs, And United States is totally different from Europe. Europe, the eggs come like fresh from the farm, really. And they put them out in the front parking lot and people just pick up the eggs. But anything that's like fruits, vegetables, all that stuff, it's frozen. Unless you actually make it yourself type deal. All that stuff is frozen. That's how they do it now. But that's what we have right now with the egg crisis. Pretty much, I give it. If you're doing like stocks and everything like that, we'll try to give you some advice on the stocks if we find articles, and I'll look it up. I've actually researched like heavily because I thought I was gonna have to, come close to getting to where the point where I had to drive down to San Antonio to beat the crap out of fucking Chris.
Listen,
Because
I was at first I was pretty much
you were
I was-
heavily
I
on
was
this
like-
shit until you did the research.
I was like, it's still. I'm trying to give some benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah.
I'm still about half convinced that there is somebody putting some additive in something.
It could be like like you said, not
But,
putting too much protein. I mean,
I'm hoping it was just a bad batch, poor QA. It went out and went to Tractor Supply, and they're just trying to save face on this. And it's being
and
corporate
that-
America, you're going to try to not. Yeah, your whole goal in corporate America is to not own up to your mistake. So
Yeah.
they're trying to deflect and oh no, it's not our fault. We didn't do it.
No
Well,
company does. Nobody, not any company, like puts everything up front.
Right.
They'll put everything.
So I am more willing to believe that it was just like I said, a mistake, poor QA, a bad lot number or something like that. But
and those stuff
With
happens.
the shit that's been going on lately, and it keeps getting worse and worse. It wouldn't surprise me if it turns out that there is some shenanigans going on.
Yeah, you can put sometimes you can put your tinfoil hat in. Well, it was like
Look, it's there for a reason. All right.
it's like whenever I hear like conspiracies for the JFK stuff, I'm like,
I used to laugh whenever they would say, "Oh, it's the CIA. CIA had something to do with it." And I would
Yeah.
flat out laugh. I'd be like, "You guys are idiots, and there's no chance that it was ever." And then look what happens.
yeah, even with certain people that we know of that keep on spurting these ideas and everything, and then the new stuff comes out, and you're like,
Son of a bitch, that guy was right.
yeah, exactly.
That's what
Exactly.
burns like
That
fire.
theory was confirmed. No,
Damn it, I laughed at that, dude.
no.
And then he got Alex
No.
Jones just sitting in the back, just going, "I told you."
Just smoking a cigar.
Oh,
Just smoking a cigar. Motherfucker
Cannot-
should have listened to me.
cannot stand where that dude is right.
Well,
Burns like fire.
it's like I tried to listen to Alex Jones. One I don't like people screaming at me at all. It just puts in my I don't even have a flight anymore. I have a fight, and it just makes me want to beat the shit out of something. I can control it. But if a person just keeps on yelling at me and everything like that, I was perfectly fine in basic because I was prepared for it.
Right.
It's like people, they're gonna yell, gonna have to deal with it. Just
Well,
go
that
with
you were.
my- and I had this little song playing in the back of my head. Dee, 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 dee. I mean, it was some like Holland and Oates or some shit like that. Something really mellow song playing in the back of my head. And it's like, are you paying attention to me? Yes, sir. Yes,
But,
sir.
like, yeah, but it was Air Forces also. So I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, we didn't have the shark attacks.
yelling would be.
Yeah.
I think yelling might be a little bit of a strong word.
You're not
Stern
wrong.
talking to a Stern talking to. I would accept scolding. You could go as far as scolding.
I accept that because it really wasn't that bad.
I know because I've seen
Well,
the
they tried
difference.
it.
I've seen the videos. I know better. You can't lie to me.
Here's the funny thing. And before we go into the Twitter stuff, we'll go into our on topics. When I was working corrections, they tried to do the same thing with to me, and they would constantly try to like toughen you out and try to do the pull. I was like,
Oh, is that where they're trying to do like those stress tests? They're trying to fluster you.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen.
But they would try to do like military style to get weed out people
Right,
from being weak
right.
and everything. But dude, it was so fucked off because I was just sitting there learning all the stuff and everything. And they were trying to. It was like, well, you got this. I was like, shut the fuck up. I've got to learn this stuff.
Like,
And he's like, you're not. You're. I had one of the guys. He just flat out came up to me. And he's like, what things have you? I was like, dude, I've been yelled at all my life. I've been bullied. The Air Force wasn't even that bad because I took in a couple of things on the chin.
Yeah.
And it was Air Force. I knew what I was getting into. I wasn't getting into anything like super hardcore. And I knew this shit. This is
Right.
the whole reason
Yeah,
why I went in the Air Force.
knocked
Because
over.
I was like, I'm not going to do Army. I'm not going to do Marines. I'm not going to do Navy. I'm just going to. I'm in the military. I serve my country, and that I want to go like below the line. It was like, what were you? I was a cook. Yeah, you went really below the line. It's like, yeah, but I ended up seeing some shit that was weirdly weird. But anyways,
This shit just follows you.
back on topic. Back on topic. I'm not pretending that I'm a man. I'm just pretending that I'm existing. That was it. But and I will tell anybody. It was like, "Oh, you in?" I have people that come and like, "Oh, you in the military? You in a correction?" I was like, "Yeah." You must be a hard ass. I was like, "No, no."
It's actually very soft. I don't do squats.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like, you must have seen some stuff when you're in the military. I was like, dude, I was a cook, and yes, I had seen like stuff, dead bodies. I had only because of mortuary. I had to do mortuary once. But that, and he was like, "Oh, so you're pretty much used to this." Yeah. I was like, "I'll try not to yell at you that much. I'll try to keep that in mind because you just want a job." And they're so low demand as a correctional officer. This shows you how low in demand they were. One of the sergeants, because they're ones that teach the stuff. They're like, "Hey, that person right next to you, she's not bright." They literally just like, "She's not bright. Can you move your arm so she can cheat off you because you're actually
Competent.
competent?" Yeah, you pass all your stuff with like a 90, and the stuff is like common sense stuff. It's like she's a moron and she has hot tits. She's fucking hot. We want to play around with that. We want to tell her
Oh my
around.
God.
And
That was
use her
what was
for-
that police department, Laverne?
Yes, it was basically
Looks
like
like-
that. It was, and what was really sad is everybody around me. It's like, she's cheating. The sergeants told me to let her cheat, right? They like looked at
Why
me.
did she cheat? Because she told me to, Joe Sergeant.
Yeah, basically that was it. And everybody's like looking at me like I was the asshole, but then they knew that I wasn't the asshole.
Right.
It was like, I was like, well, he explained it to me. It's like, you're you're one of the type of people that we want as a correction officer. Here's the thing. She needs a job. And she's only working weekends. She's just gonna do like all she ended up doing. There is part-time for correctional officers.
Yeah.
And all she would do would be like the weekends when they have visitation. That's all she was doing.
Well, I mean, it's not like you're exactly holding fucking career criminal, serial killer, death row types. So.
Although this popped in my head. This is really this is really weird that popped in my head this week. One conversation leads to another with me and you because we're both ADHD.
I was gonna say the ADD is very strong with this one.
Yes. When we're doing topics or talking about anything, something's gonna pop in our heads.
Oh,
When
100%.
we're watching something's gonna pop in our heads.
100%.
Sometimes it's the most weirdest shit. I can't believe that we actually that pops in my head. One of the things this week was a time that I was working on shift, and they called me up. It was like, "Hey, did you know so and so was doing this?" It was like, it was one of the nurses. I noticed that he wasn't there this week. I was like, "Hey, where's so and so?" Oh, you didn't hear? Did you not notice that he would spend a long time at an inmate's door? I was like, no. And you think about it, he was giving hand jobs to some of the inmates.
Is that why you don't work?
I was like, no, what was really strange, like, I didn't know he was gay. I was like, oh, he's married.
He's on the DL. He's
Dude,
on the down low.
Dude, that happens. Dude, there's so many stories as a correctional officer that just makes it really weird to be part of society. It is so fucked off. I mean, let me get this stuff up for the Twitter stuff. And most of the stuff I'm just getting like a little bit of tidbits because it just started this week.
Right.
And
yeah, there was a lot of testimony and shit. Was it today? Yesterday? Yesterday.
And this isn't Elon Musk. This is actually
no
the former Twitter executives that Elon Musk has fired. And it's, if you're getting from like CNN, it's Republicans held a hearing. Now, AOC was at this hearing. A lot of the Democrats were at this hearing too. And what they're discussing right now on this, yeah, I'm not pulling up. Okay, there we go. I'm going with ABC News on this one. And this is the title of the article. Former Twitter execs tells House committee that removal of Hunter Biden's laptop story was a mistake. No shit. And this is just one of the things they were actually talking about.
Ooh.
Now, during October, if everybody does not remember, Hunter Biden's laptop was found. It really wasn't.
It was sent in for repair. It was dropped off at a repair shop.
And this is before October. It was sent in for repair.
Right.
And they had in this company, like most companies that repair stuff, and this is almost all companies that if you bring in something to repair, they have you sign something that's like, hey, after such and such time frame, if you don't pay up, it becomes ours.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing at this, and let me explain to you that like the best example I can give you, and the reason why they do this, and what it is you put it up to have it repaired. You're basically saying, here you go. I'm going to pay you later. And most of the time they pay you after. Most of the time I'm like, hey, what's the repair cost? And they always tell me, it's like, well, I don't know. And the reason why they don't know is because they don't know how he extends the repair most of the time. Unless it's like some kind of mechanic, then he's trying to screw you.
I was going to say it's kind of like a garbage mechanic, but worse.
Yeah. Here lately, a lot of the companies have actually, come up front. This is going to cost you this. It should take this much time.
Correct.
Even like a guy that owns his own company out of his garage, fixing up one of my rifles. He goes up. He's like, hey, you have a gift certificate for $75. That's an hour's work. This is going to be a lot longer. I'm just going to charge you the solder. Come to me anytime you have a problem. We'll fix your weapon. I was like, hey, you got my business. That guarantees
That's straight up
my business.
Right.
Now, if you bring something in and after 90 days you can't, they'll opt to you. They'll call you several times. Hey, I have your stuff, dude. It's picking up storage. Can you come pick it up? This is the price. You pay the price, you get your stuff. And even after 90 days, they'll still call you. I mean, if it's still there, it's like, hey, yeah, just pay me. We'll give it to you.
Exactly. Just
And this
give me my
guy
money.
tried his damnedest to get this laptop. He literally said, because he was on a Drinking Bros interview for this laptop. And he's been doing interview rounds. The fuck was that? Let me turn the sound off of that. That was weird.
Dude, keep your Grinder profile in the background while you're doing this, okay?
No, you can't tell me what to do. Anyways,
I can, but you don't listen, so.
do you listen?
And never.
Never. Okay. At
You're also not a supervisor. So.
least we have some constants on that. Pretty sad. Just a little sound just fucks it all up. And I was going on a roll.
You were on a roll.
Anyways, this guy literally said, he's like, I want to get this back to him. And Hunter just totally was like, because what we know now of the guy is he's a degenerate, rich degenerate. That's even worse because he has money to do where the fuck, well, not whatever he fucking wants, but whatever he believes what he fucking can do.
He's pretty close to fuck you, buddy.
But the guy even said he doesn't want the fame. He doesn't want the any kind of problems or anything. He gave it to the FBI.
Mhm.
And in his defense, he did like take out some information on the laptop, which technically was his at this
Yeah.
time.
Right.
It wasn't Hunter Biden's. At this
No,
point,
he had waited long
legally,
enough.
it was
that
not Hunter
past time.
Biden's. He gave it
Right.
up.
Right.
And then he opted as like, hey, I got this information. I wanted, and he was trying to save himself. That's the reason why he took the information. And he gave it to a lawyer. He gave it to his lawyer, and then he gave it to Giuliani, ex-mayor of New York. No, governor. Ex-governor.
No, he was mayor.
Yeah.
He was actually mayor during 9/11. Former prosecutor as well.
Yeah. Now, during this time frame that they showed all this information and everything, where Hunter Biden was with hookers doing crack and cocaine on videos that was
Heroin.
on the laptop. There is also information about China, his dealings with China, Ukraine, all kinds of stuff that would defame the president. That's the president now. We won't go into any other stuff, conspiracy theories of if it was stolen, which it might have been. Because we're not allowed to talk about that on YouTube.
Right.
Rumble, on the other hand, it doesn't fucking matter. Or any of the other podcast stuff. We can conspiracy theories as much as we want. But YouTube, it kind of matters. Even though we're like so low on the totem pole that.
Yeah, they've still pretty much. I mean, that's been gone over ad nauseum.
Yeah. There's so much I can go on that because it doesn't really fucking matter anymore.
No.
But
no, it's already.
Yeah. All this stuff. Now, the reasoning why they said at one point in time, and this is documented now, the reason why they said that. I mean, they went over, it was like, why haven't you you said you don't know anything about this, but here's this email that doesn't have any information about Hunter Biden or anything like that, but you just said Hunter Biden stuff. They're gathering information, gathering evidence right now of what is happening with the Twitter account.
Right.
Or with the Twitter CEOs.
Right. Well, the executives, yeah, but
Yeah.
executives, and there was one of the lawyers was there as well. Deputy counsel
Yeah.
James Baker was also there.
They were like, well, Hunter Biden was nude. And that's the reason why. And this is a point that got one of the congressmen to why did you specify nude? The email says this. You just said nude, like you knew what was going on.
Right.
And the backtrack. I mean,
Yeah. Well, it was
stuff like that.
and not even like any of this. Like they got into, and a lot of the videos that I was watching touched on the coordination of the Biden administration with the Twitter executives
Yes,
on
and
suppressing. So they were actually
and
they
the
have
FBI.
emails. Yeah, they have emails of the Biden administration officials sending emails to Twitter saying, "We want this account, this account, this account, and this account investigated. Look at these, and we expect movement on this." And then and they would say, there would be directives, and they're like, acknowledge this, let me know when you receive it. And the Twitter executive, understood we received this, and we're looking into it. And then within a day or two, they would be coming down. They would be taking those out. So you can't tell me. And then they were saying, well, we never, to the best of my knowledge, we never received any directive from Biden administration on who to look into or any of that. And they're like, these emails, we have the email, your email address is on this list. It came to you. You read this. So don't tell me that you're not getting marching orders from the administration. This is a blatant First Amendment violation.
Yeah. Well, it
And
can't really be a First Amendment violation.
it
And
is, though, because you're having a government official is saying, I want this and this removed.
Okay, yes.
I want
You're
That's
right.
where the
Once
violation
a government entity, entity tells
Now-
somebody not to print something.
That's why they're pushing so hard to say, no, we didn't receive any marching orders from the White House. We did this on our own hook, which simply is not true. If they had done it on their own hook, then it's still a slippery slope. It's still slimy, but you could at least make the argument that it's not unconstitutional because they're a private entity, yada, 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 yada.
Yeah.
But because they were actually pinpointing specific accounts and specific posts, saying, look at this, we didn't like this. That is where it starts getting
Exactly.
problematic.
Now, saying that's where that's where I get confused at times when you're doing your First Amendment. First Amendment just says the government is not allowed to take away your right to say what the fuck you want. Say I can say fuck. And you can say, and I won't say the words, you can say discriminatory stuff, which I will not say because I'm a decent fucking human being, somewhat.
Exactly. Mostly.
And I hate everybody equally. So
Exactly. But that's the thing. Like, even, and that's a whole other topic. You could argue, with the hate speech laws and everything like that. Like, that's,
well, it's
having free speech does not give you freedom from being
an asshole.
From being offended. There's no law about being offended.
Yeah, you can be offended.
You know what happens when you're offended is nothing. You get your feelings hurt, you move on with your day.
Yeah, but there's some people out there that can't.
That's what I'm saying. Is once you start regulating and calling it hate speech, that is literally the government saying.
I mean, that's what England and
Australia
right now.
Canada,
Australia. And
what other regime is doing that too?
Huh?
You know what other regime is doing that?
Which one?
North Korea, Iran, Syria,
You know what's really strange
Saudi
though?
Arabia.
And
Like,
I looked at the data on this. Which country you think has more people getting arrested for things they say? England
Oh,
or Russia?
it's England.
Yeah.
Hands down, it's
Russia. I think there was a thing that popped up, and it said 50 people's been arrested in Russia for things they said about the government. Like, okay,
Mhm.
that's not surprising. It's Russia.
right. That even seems low, to be honest.
3,500 have been arrested in England same year.
And a lot of that isn't even against the government. It's what they're deeming as hate speech.
Yes.
So if somebody has an opinion about, say, trans people or any of a huge list of things that they have on there, then that's deemed hate speech, and you're going to jail. I don't think it's a felony; it's a misdemeanor, but you're still arrested for it. They've hauled people out of their houses for hate speech violations.
And that's another thing about the Twitter
And
stuff.
what recourse do they have? They have absolutely no recourse at all. None.
That was another thing that I know what they're trying to do with this Twitter stuff, since they're able to do it with Twitter right now because of executives. And this is in my opinion, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. In my opinion, this is what the reason why they're doing this now. One, they're able to do it.
Right.
Two, they're going after Silicon Valley. And the reason why they're going after Silicon Valley is because of the COVID-19 pandemic. What was happening is they were censoring Harvard doctors. I'm not saying that they're the most intelligent fucking people in the fucking world, and you should list them with a drop of everything. You should you go out and like, he's a Harvard doctor. Let's listen what he says. Oh God. Oh yeah. I got the juices in my mouth and I'm smarter now. That's not what I'm saying.
Possible for them to be wrong. But
yes, it's possible. They're human. They're fucking wrong. But
when you have a group of them all saying the same thing,
yes,
chances of them being wrong are much lower.
I mean, when you're doing a bukkake, you're gonna get something on your face. And it might be right.
You're getting a wide range of DNA at that point.
Yeah. But you're getting God damn it. I had it perfect. Then you started to snicker and laugh. That's where I lost it.
Oh my God.
But here's the thing on something like that is, once you have like a group of people, and there was only like, at this point in time, there's only like one person they were going against, and everybody was saying that he was right, was Fauci, which once the data came out, he was the cause of all this.
Yep.
And the United States government, surprise. But it was also China for not China's involvement on this was twofold. They were letting this happen, and people will hate me. It's like, oh, you should just say it was China's fault. No, it was a lot of factors that have fucking happened. You got to look at all the data. China's not containing doing proper procedures of containment.
Right. I was gonna say they didn't help things.
Did not help at fucking all. Is there egg on their face because they were being dumbasses and trying to hide all this shit instead of going out? He's like, hey guys, Bob is an idiot that works for us.
If they could have been upfront from the beginning.
If they this is all China fucking had to say. It's like, hey, this guy named Fauci that's been setting this up for this the fine immunization for this new disease that we knew about for like a long time. They asked us to mutate it, and we thought Bob was a doctor, and apparently Bob got his degree at a corner store and signed it. Because, well, we're morons at this point.
It was like in Half Baked when Dave Chappelle ended up just grabbing a handful of the prescription or the forms for the weed,
Yeah.
and it was just forged. That's
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
That's Bob.
That's Bob.
Bob is Dave Chappelle.
Kind of don't want to say it that way because, you know, Dave Chappelle is actually
Listen,
a good guy.
If this ever just get out to Dave, I'm sorry, but
Dave Chappelle's character
Bob is Dave Chappelle's
in
character.
Half Baked, we had to
For
put it
le-
that way.
For legal reasons, I have to
Totally
say
waiting.
it was,
If it gets
it was
out,
Bob.
if it gets out like that, and I'm on a lawsuit against Dave Chappelle, I'm like, all right, how many inches are you gonna go in?
Oh, at
Because
least
I'm gonna
9
get
inches.
seriously fucked on this one.
At least 9 inches. We're going.
Go the whole
You-
mile.
You may feel it in your tonsils. That's all I'm saying.
I might have a daycare in my fucking head. He's going through your ass. But anyways, they were suppressing high quality doctors. And that was the biggest and the whole problem about that. They were going with and this is the reason why there's a lot of conspiracies now about the pandemic, which because they said they wanted to protect society by stopping information.
Listen, I'm not even gonna say. I will magnanimously, on my part, I will even allow them the benefit of the doubt to say that they did, at least at the beginning, they had the public interest in mind when they were trying to do this. But it quickly became apparent that
No one knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, it
I mean-
quickly became they were talking out their ass, and none of what they were trying to push was actually working. And they kept doubling down on it because they were so unwilling to say, "Listen, we're wrong." That was 100%.
I mean-
that was 100%. Just an unwillingness to be able to backtrack whatsoever.
Well,
Like, just raise your hand and say, "Listen, we were wrong. This is what we were to do." That alone would have given them so much more credibility with the American people than to keep doubling down on the stupidity.
Well, I gave before we couldn't talk about it. I gave a step by step what was going to happen. Not because I'm a super genius or anything like that, but it's one, it's basic biology. Two, it's basic humanity. What the fuck is Johnny wanting?
He's talking about nerd sports.
Okay. We can't do it Monday.
We
I
can't.
have to work. And we'll do it Wednesday. Anyways.
I mean, if nothing else, then me and Hank can do it. and
yeah, I'll show you how to
We'll
do
figure
it.
it out. We'll figure it out.
But anyways, going out, and I was doing a step by step. I was like, people are going to panic because the news media needs something to talk about. They're going to escalate the stuff, which happened, and the virus is going to mutate. Basic biology, basic journalism, and basic knowledge of how humanity are stupid. That's just going on how humans work and how society works. Now this affected the whole world, so you had countries that is like, hey, we don't have a problem here. We don't have any even
Oh,
though
exactly. Like there was active disinformation going on of trying to act as, especially. I mean, obviously China was probably the worst of the offenders, but they weren't the only
no,
ones.
no. They blocked a lot of information which we could have used, yes. But saying that, hey, we have the magic cure because we have potions in certain countries in Africa.
Well,
I mean, they still believe that if they have sex a certain ways, they won't get AIDS.
that's true, but on a global scale, how much
Yeah.
influence did that really have?
That didn't have much influence,
Exactly.
but
So, I mean, I'm not saying that their claims weren't egregious, but the actual influence that they had over the global scale was fairly minimal.
what pisses me off about
That's
this
why I
thing-
say I think China was one among the worst of the offenders.
what pisses me off about this whole thing is I didn't
Again, my opinion.
Yeah. What pisses me off about this whole thing, the reason, and I still kick myself to this day because I didn't think about it, because I knew this stuff was happening like in 2019 before it became, because I got COVID like in 2019, like December 2019.
I'm
Yeah.
convinced I had it in November.
Yeah, I had it in November timeframe. Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
And the reason why I knew I had it is because I bought some stuff from China, and it was from that province.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you buy my little chemistry set? Was my first
No,
chemistry
I bought
set?
a T-shirt printer.
a t-shirt printer.
I have a actual big 4-prong T-shirt printer that cost me like $3,000.
And you still have it there?
I still
Super spreader. Super spreader. We got a super spreader.
but Chris, but I mean, if you have basic knowledge of history and how things in the basic knowledge of biology, and I had people tell me, because what they're reading online was like, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. I was like, no, this is what's going to happen. And then they come back. It's like, oh my God, you're right. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm right either. Really? No, I'm not an idiot like you.
Exactly.
Because I knew the virus was going to mutate.
Mhm.
And the virus mutated
Literally what viruses do.
after I got the virus mutated.
Yeah.
And now
That's why
we're on what Zeta.
I don't even know. I stopped keeping track after the second.
Yeah, and you're having actual news medias when they come up with a new variant that comes out. I was like, and do we have is this going to be harmful to you? And some of the news media, the anchors are going,
exactly.
they can't say it, but they can notion is like, no, this is not going to happen.
Yeah, you can see, especially when you're could even in the local level. You watch some of those newscasts, and they just could not keep it off their face.
But because they were hiding,
just as burnt out as we were, to be honest with
you. A lot of them are too. But a lot of news media and a lot of social media were, I mean, Meta, and that's Instagram and Facebook, just everybody knows, they're still hiding the fact. And a lot of people are going away from those. What was it? Adam Curry. I watched him on Joe Rogan just recently. He was saying, I go Minotaur. truth, that all that stuff and everything. If I want to block our, because you get your own personal server, which we might end up trying to do sometime, but you're literally letting these people, these companies, because a lot of people do business. It's like, what are we going to do? We're going to our business uses these products or companies to get our. I mean, the company that you work for uses all social media heavily, and that's how they actually became what they are. I mean, even the guy that I keep on wanting to get on the podcast, Drag Up Coffee, uses social media as a vehicle to. I mean, it's an advertisement thing, which
Right.
that's not where they get all their fucking money. Where they get their money is getting information, and that's one thing that kind of like kicks it a little bit, where people just go up. It's like, oh, you need to get off of TikTok because they're stealing your information. It's like everybody's stealing my goddamn fucking information.
They think Google has been doing for decades.
Google's trying to get TikTok off because their TikTok is literally being and I got this from Drinking Bros. I got this information from them, then I researched it, and what are they saying? Fucking
Oh, shit.
thanks to Pete from Featherstone for a lovely pic of his wife, but call it.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah, our people
Our
are actually posting stuff on our super secret group now.
wondrous group chat.
Yes. But now I'm trying to get okay. Everybody's stealing your information. Any kind of I use Go for most of my stuff because it hides my stuff, but you can do Google. Google ended up having this thing to where you can hide, where they're not picking up your information and everything like that.
Yeah, but they are.
Yeah.
It's been proven that they still are.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, if you're anything that you're doing online is going to be tracked. There is
Exactly.
no way around it. It does not matter.
And and someone
there's
ways
ways that you can mitigate.
they're tracking your
say-
finger movements. And I was like, and I thought
have.
about it. And I was like, dude, I used to write programs to track people's finger movements on a keypad so I could get their password.
And you can try to mitigate some of it with
Allegedly. I forgot
some-
to say allegedly. I'm sorry.
some like VPNs and stuff like that. You could try to mitigate some of it, but
Even
You're-
those
yeah,
can't.
you're never 100% going to get away from it. If you do
No.
anything online, the only way to do it is just Ron Swanson and just throw your computer in the dumpster and go live like Ted Kaczynski.
Well, that's another okay. Here's another conspiracy. And I don't know if we're getting shunned for saying conspiracy so many times because Meta. If you
I think
say
we might be on
conspiracy
a. Yeah,
you
you're
say
gonna get us put on a
conspiracy-
watch-
yeah, if you say conspiracy,
Stop saying conspiracy.
some theory, I'll have to say theory.
Listen, if
Like
that's
on
what the put
Instagram,
us on the list,
they'll block your post.
He's serious.
Yeah. Tansy had that happen to him a couple of times.
That's fantastic.
I know. I just keep on like I like shoveling.
Oh, it's bad. Let's make it worse.
Yeah. But look at media as, entertainment media right now.
Well, it's 100%
Look-
what it is.
Well, they're conditioning you to get on social media stuff.
Mhm.
Now, I know some people that very rare nowadays that they won't get on any kind of social media stuff, which
Mm.
it's understandable. It's how they want to live their lives.
Right.
But look at not Jack Reacher. No, it was Jack Reacher, the new TV show, Reacher.
Yeah.
When he got arrested, what's the first thing that they said that was really strange about Reacher? He's not on any social media platforms. They can't
He didn't.
find anything on him
Nothing. He
because
didn't
he's
even have
not
a
on
phone.
any social media platform.
He didn't even have a phone.
He didn't have a phone. See, and people call me crazy about this, but and yes, I do get on social media, and me and Chris like end up posting stuff to each other
Endlessly.
at the same time.
Listen.
Like, I found this.
think,
Well, I gave it to you first, you idiot.
listen, all of my friends, I've probably driven them crazy with how much I send.
You haven't
them.
driven me crazy. It's the only reason why I know you're alive. If I'm wondering about you, I just check a couple of stuff like, oh, he's alive. I haven't talked to Chris for a while.
I'm using that. I'm telling that all my friends. It's like, listen, I don't send you a lot of TikToks. It's just this is my proof.
I don't talk to you.
That's
This
what
is how I express myself to people.
that is my proof of life right there.
Yes. If I don't get like, dude, I'm not lying when I say this. If I don't get a message, if I don't wake up with a message of a TikTok that you found and thought it was funny and sent it to me, or some kind of information I needed to know about and everything like that, I think you're dead. I get so fucking butthurt and worried when I open up my phone. If I see one, I'm happy. If I see like 16, I'm like, okay, Chris had a good day today. That's how I judge my life going out in the day. That's how much I love this man.
That's awesome.
That's how I told that he's like, someone I told that to somebody, and he's like, you really worry about people because of that? It's like, well, I got abandonment issues because
like
X, Y, and Z, but
right.
yeah, that's you don't even have to talk to me. If you just send me a flare.
See, and that's that, you know,
Yeah.
it's hard to shoot a flare from 5.5 hours away. This is my
You call a person.
Flare. This is my digital flare.
Yeah. And that's how our society, and what gets me about people that bash social media and everything like that. And yes, I'll bash social media at times because, you know, you get a situation to where you go up and you're like, I can't believe they're doing this to me.
Listen, it's not, I put it this way. It's not bashing social media itself. It's the culture behind it that bothers me. Social media itself is a tool just like anything else.
Yeah.
It's a tool just like a gun. It is a tool. And how you use it determines, you know, the intent behind it's the intent behind the tool that determines how it's used.
What's really funny, and I don't understand why people don't like look at patterns like me and you do. Because they said the same thing about books. They said the same thing about, I mean, the
twice
church.
a day newspapers.
Yeah, they do the same thing with newspapers. They did the same thing with newspapers. But through the invention of anything that can give the common man knowledge of the world around them, where they couldn't, you know, keep you in that bubble. They had a problem. The church, for the longest time, during the Dark Ages, the reason why it's called the Dark Ages is not because the world was fucking dark. It was dark because the information of knowledge in Europe. Now, it wasn't, you know, Middle East, Asia, and stuff like that. They were actually going up while Europe was going, we're going to keep you in the fucking dirt.
Right. Exactly.
The greatest invention starting out with knowledge was the printing press. People condone the person that was making the printing press. And the reason why they're condoning him is because he's like, hey, we're gonna give out Bibles now. He was thinking he was doing God's work. and the church was gonna praise him for this work.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why the Bible at that point in time was only written in Latin. It was so
Control
they can,
information.
yeah, they can control the information.
That once you lose control of the information, you lose control of
Of the people. And they said the same thing about books. You know, for a while there. I mean, there's still places in the world now where Afghanistan that they are not allowed to have women read books or learn anything because they're going to get ideas and out of control, which it happens. I mean, once you start reading and everything like that,
you start thinking for yourself. And
yeah. Or you get an idea from another person and that idea flusters. They said the same thing about fucking TV for the longest time. TV's going to ruin everybody. TV's going to destroy our society.
It's going to rot your brain.
Yeah, it's going to rot your brain. Then if you stand
Well,
too
used correctly and in the correct way, it's a tool like any other.
Yeah. And because the government wanted to control that platform, we lost one of the greatest things in me and Chris's childhood to this fucking day. Saturday morning goddamn fucking cartoons.
Right? How awesome was that? And sugary cereals. I want cereal.
Right. Today, I was like, where's the Saturday? I mean, I was probably about 28, which is kind of sad. I was 28 at the time, but I started crying because they stopped doing Saturday morning cartoons. And it was all educational stuff after that.
Yeah. And not good education stuff. Like,
no, it was stuff
like Magic School Bus was educational and it was fun.
Yeah.
Reading Rainbow and shit. Like, that was, you learned something and it was fun.
You ever watch that? Did you ever watch that skit with the it was a Magic School Bus and they're going around? It was like, well, I guess we're going up Timmy's ass again.
Yes. Can't we go to the zoo today? No, we're going up there. Weird, drunken Miss Frizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was any kind of new thing that propagates knowledge to exponential cases and gets people involved in other people's lives, someone's going to have a problem with it because they're not able to control. I mean, the Democratic Party is having a problem right now because they can't control the information. Yes. Republicans don't know how to use this information of how to do this stuff. They think they do, but they don't. Democrats actually had a step up of how to do it. The only person that actually used it to his benefit really good was Trump.
Yes.
And that's
why they tried so hard to take it away from him, because he was so effective.
And now he's back. He's able to be back on all platforms now.
Yes. Yeah.
But he won't be on our platforms, which is really sad. Not because, it's sad because I really hope in the next election, 2024, that Trump's going to be in office. No, that's not the sad thing. The sad thing, what's stopping him to being on all platforms, and this is funny because he put himself in a box.
Yeah.
Because he's only allowed to do anything on truth.com. It's basically Twitter for, I'll say it's right-wing Twitter.
Right.
And he'll write out something on that, but he has to time it just right. Like if he wants to, it has to go through them first, and after 6 hours, he can post on other social medias because he's contracted. Now he can break the contract and just pay them back whatever they feel they're owed.
Yeah,
but same thing.
I don't think you can't afford it.
They didn't pay him that much, did they?
No, I'm just saying he's got fuck you money, so it's literally
yeah.
he really wants to. It's like
As
Fuck
much
you, I
as,
made that in an hour.
as much as people like to think that billionaires have a shit ton of money, they don't have a shit ton of money.
No, I know, I get that,
But
but also,
yeah, he's able to gather
what
the
he
money
does have
back
in the
and
bank
take it.
is making interest on. He
Yeah.
can fucking
Yeah, absolutely right on that one.
he can still handle. Yes, I realize that most of it is in assets and
Yeah,
holdings, yada yada yada.
but
But yeah,
so I say because it's changing right now. Hopefully, by the time the election comes up in 2024, you'll see like even hopefully an even playing field. It won't be an even playing field because there's a couple of factors that are in the background that we can't still talk about because well we can talk about it, we just can't put it on YouTube.
which,
We can put it on any other platform now,
right.
but we can't put it on YouTube, which is really sad.
Don't get me started. Anyways,
Yeah. I don't want to get started on that one either because that's a whole extra episode, and we're gonna try. Me and Chris will talk about this later on and figure out a good schedule on doing these again. Hopefully Johnny can come with us on this journey. We'll have interviews, the interviews just to make sure that we can do those at the time frame. I'll just do those and schedule those, not to push Chris aside or Chris put Johnny's aside. Johnny, well, even you said it. It was like, dude, I can't. If you're doing interviews, just do, if I'll try my damnest to be there if it's a person I want to talk to, like
right.
Drag Out Coffee. Even though Chris works for Black Rifle Coffee, he really wants to talk.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I want to be on.
I'm still that he's really busy. That's the only reason why he keeps on contacting me. He's like, hey, dude, I can't do it this weekend, or I keep contact.
Right.
But we'll
Which is
try to do
understandable. I
interviews.
mean, he's running a fucking company by himself out of his garage. Like that's
And his wife is
completely
doing the same thing, so she's no help either.
Exactly.
So it's the same instance of how Evan almost died the first year of Black Rifle Coffee. But maybe even this, even
That's what we should do sometime is get because you know who Charles Waldron is.
No.
Is Charles? Oh, I need to get him. Okay, I need to reach out to him because me and him are buds. He's actually the very first Black Rifle employee.
Yes. If you can get him, please. We'll schedule. I will take a day off for that shit.
Dude, so he's in Salt Lake. I mean, I'll Slack him and see if we can figure out something for his schedule and get that because, dude, he's a riot. I love that dude. He's amazing. So
yeah, he's
I
me.
Literally
but
cannot say enough good things about him.
Yeah, he's me, but older. Because they did an interview. They did like a 15-minute interview or 8-minute interview with him.
They did It's Who We Are on him. Yeah.
And everything that he was talking about, I was like, I would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. You already know that I would do that because you had to calm me down. It's like, dude, you can't like help me out that much. I have to do this shit myself. Like,
exactly.
I'm already geared up. It's like, Dave, I said we're gonna go get take out, not take somebody out.
It's like, listen, I get excited, okay? I get excited. So we don't need the night vision, is what you're saying.
So
30 minutes. Leave the canteens. You're not gonna need them, dude. You're not gonna need them. We'll be back before you need them. Might as well. What do you say? Might as well take dip and porno.
I just take my phone and dip.
Dude, come on. You don't know what that's from? Black Hawk Down, dude.
I haven't seen that movie in forever. I need to go watch that again. I was gonna watch it last weekend and I just decided to watch something else. Something else came up.
Just speaking of, have you been watching and keeping up with The Last of Us?
Yes.
I need to watch this past week's episode. I need to watch.
That was all right. What got me, and I'll praise this show was episode 3 with Ron Swanson.
That was a fan. Now, admittedly, I had to look away for some of it because I was like, ugh.
Yeah,
not
it's nothing against
But
homosexuality. Honestly,
no,
okay.
it just wasn't
Here's my
thing.
praise on it. They did
But it was
a
so
great
cool.
storyline
Yes.
introducing a gay couple.
Oh God, it was so well done. So
Yes.
well done.
That was if I was part of that community, I would be praising them left and right.
Yes. And that's the thing is
that just showed, you know, it wasn't overly, it was two people that came together on a situation and found each other, and it worked.
Yeah. Now, you know what's funny about it too is you did have some very ignorant people that were like, oh my God, everything has to be gay now. No, it's just everything. If it has to be there, it has to be gay. It's like, did you not? I mean, even if you don't play the game, at least have some knowledge of it going in. This is in keeping with happened in the game. Like this.
And I didn't even play the game, and I still watched. I was still praising the episode because it was
their whole relationship. Like that's canon in the game.
Yeah.
What was it, Bill or Bob? I can't remember his name now. And Frank. That happened. They just happened to run across him. Like you know, Joel knew them as part of his smuggling network. Yeah. And when he was going to get a vehicle with Ellie, they came to the house and got the truck, and they kind of pieced the story together with things that were in the environment, you know, notes and things like that. So you actually saw like that letter that was left on the table that he wrote to Joel.
Yeah.
You know, it was pieced together of what happened there. So it was hinted, but it flat out said there was a relationship there. So that's canon to the game. All this did was just show the backstory of how it happened.
Well, it's like the whole thing with it's like the whole thing with
let's not forget, in the second game, Ellie is in a lesbian relationship with another girl. Like they end up basically married. So
no, I thought they broke up.
I think it's
like some kind of complication.
Well, I think it was at the end. It was something, but I mean, they were together pretty much through the game. You know what I mean? Like,
but the writing on it is so good. It doesn't really matter.
But it wasn't in your face.
Yes, and
it was just a she's gay.
Yeah,
and that was the thing I like about Nick Offerman is he's a very straightforward person. This is 100% how he would have wanted it done.
Yeah.
It was masterful. It was absolutely.
It was very
one of
beautiful.
the best episodes of television that I've seen.
Yeah, it was very beautiful.
Yes,
but it's like the same thing that's happening with the Hogwarts Legends, which is fucking ridiculous.
Let's just screaming about nothing.
Did I send you that one TikTok where the guy was talking back and forth? He was doing it himself. Like a lot of them do, is like, why aren't you protesting Legos? Why aren't you protesting Universal Studios? Why aren't you protesting this?
Yes, I saw it. I don't know if you sent it to
why
me,
are you
but
protesting?
I do remember seeing
you're just being lazy. If you really believed in this, and he had points,
exactly,
great points. It's like, why are you not?
It's the same thing as like, and this is a weird comparison, but stay with me. This is like Nickelback. Everybody hates Nickelback, or they say they do. Why? Because the internet told them so. That's all this is. The game came up. Somebody started screeching because it's Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling are forever linked. And that's what it came down to. The internet told them to hate it. They don't know why.
And if
they're just being told to hate it.
If you actually read up, look at, I did this. I was like, one of the it's this is gonna get seriously off topic. It's like because I go in the comments every once in a while. And you do the same thing. You like, hey, read the comments on this one. It is funny. Yeah, you have a habit of doing it, and and I'm like training myself not to look at the comments, but every once in a while, I'm like, I wonder what someone says about this. I've found videos on YouTube about clubbing seals just to look at the comments and see if it's like as horrible as the internet shown me. Is like, oh, PETA's gonna say something. There's gonna be some people on there. Totally the opposite. Most of them was like, man, these men are living my best life. But if you look at like the trailer, you figure the trailers would have a lot of the comments on there saying how much these people you shouldn't buy the game because of this. You can't do this on this. But and again, I think that it's heavily controlled as if you have the resources, you can have somebody do that for you, or a couple people do that for you. You just delete those comments. But all the comments are praising the game. Wishing I've been waiting for this for like the longest time.
Oh, 100%. And that's the thing, is that it's the very hyper vocal minority that's causing all this stir. And you have the vast majority that's out there that's like, I don't care. I just want to play. I'm a wizard, Harry. I want to be a fucking wizard. That's what it comes down to. I want to be a fucking wizard. I don't give a shit about all that other stuff. I'm here to get away from all of that. This is my escapism away from all the real world bullshit. So I'm going to go to Hogwarts and I'm going to run around and have an owl and wave my wand around and not think about all this real world shit for a while.
What gets me? It's like all those all the straight and mostly straight men do this. Yes, they'll go after, it's like, I can't watch this homosexual stuff, and I can't believe they're propagating this. But they're the same people that like will grab your crotch up at work as a joke. So it's like, I'm like, dude, don't you? I'll call them out too. I was like, you just tell me that anybody that does anything like that should be burned at the stake, and yet you're like,
little gay chick in there.
Yeah.
Methinks thou
I know
protest too much.
I know these two friends of mine in high school. They play gay chicken. They're married now for like 30 years.
I'm still waiting for one of them to call chicken.
Did up to the kid. Kid's cool.
I mean, that's anybody that was in the military too, though. I mean,
yeah,
we're the gayest straight people you'll ever meet.
I had this guy.
Look, if you've never dry humped your friend in public, are you really even friends?
Yeah. I had this guy like screaming at me. He's like, you got to stop that gay stuff and everything like that. I was like, dude, I hate to tell you this right now, but I've taken showers with a bunch of dudes really quickly. And some of those dudes impressed me really hardcore, because I was like, God damn, dude, could you tell
everybody in my platoon, I think I saw naked at least once.
Yeah. And it's like, can you tell the platoon sergeant to lighten your load a little bit so you can actually, carry some stuff? So what do you mean by that? Because you're carrying a hum from hog in your fucking joint, man.
Listen,
that's a midget
horse somewhere. Right. Is there a horse somewhere in your lineage?
Yeah.
Are you from Tijuana? Thank you for getting that. Thank you for getting that.
I got that because I've been to Tijuana. I went to one of those shows.
Damn it.
I did some questionable stuff in my youth.
Listen, for anybody that's listening to this that doesn't know, there's a show down there where a woman gets very friendly with equine.
Okay, here's the funny thing about those shows. It's called The Donkey Show. And whether a woman has bestiality with the donkey. Now, saying that, after show's done, you have the option to have sex with this woman. A
You
lot
want
of
to
the
talk
time.
about how emasculating would that be, though?
Pretty
Like,
much.
you'd have to move
I mean-
sideways to even be able to hit the fucking walls on that side. There's no. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, it's tore up.
You'd have to do some serious jucking and jiving to even be able to touch the sides.
Unless you're in good competition and the
I was
horse.
gonna say, unless you're
My dick's bigger than that.
unless he's your cousin, then
Yeah. Well, we've been going
goodness.
hour
How
and
the
30
hell?
on this one.
How the hell did we get that far off topic? Didn't we? So when we start talking about chickens, and now we ended up with
We
the donkey
went,
show in Tijuana.
yeah. We went
Every time with you.
at the
Every
last.
single time with
You ever notice at the last part of the show, nobody's gonna get this stuff unless I cut it
Oh,
up.
we lost all of the entire audience about 45 minutes ago.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If you've lasted this far, I want to know about it.
Yeah, put it in the comments.
Leave a comment somewhere saying that we made it. Just even something like
We made
just
it to the donkey show.
We
No,
made
just put it in.
Yes,
That's the we know
That's
you
how
made
we'll
it that
know.
far is put in the
Just-
comments.
just-
We made it to the donkey show.
say something about the donkeys, because we didn't mention donkeys anywhere else in the show. Just mention something about donkeys. We'll know you made it the
Yes.
whole way through.
Yes. Yes.
Oh God, this is gonna be great. Oh God, I can't wait.
This is what happens when Johnny's not here to
We need to make sure that he listens to this.
yes. Yes. He'll get
We
it
got
was like what just to figure out if he listens to the whole thing. It's like tell us if you listen to this episode and tell us how far you got. Well, I got to it would have to be, it was like, God damn it, you fuckers. Are you legitimately trying to get us kicked off the internet? Yes. The answer is yes.
Not the internet. YouTube, maybe. The internet.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody propagates the internet. I mean, we could put this on Rumble and everything like that.
We have options.
Yeah, and that's what a lot. That
We can put it on Pornhub.
I actually thought about.
There's a lot of gaming clips on Pornhub. Believe it or not,
Yeah,
there's people who post fucking
dude.
Escape from Tarkov and Fortnite gaming clips on Pornhub. It's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious. I love that shit.
That's because they can. The thing about it is I
You
give
can do
it.
literally anything.
I give it probably about 4 to 5 years, and YouTube is not going to be a thing. It's still going to be there, but a lot of their stuff they've been pushing down and suppressing is going to be gone, and we're going to be able to fluctuate a little bit better on there, and eventually it'll go back like it usually does. They flip flop a lot because what was it? Who was it? Brandon Herrera, AK guy. He was talking about how he was getting grants from YouTube for a while to do gun videos and everything. How that stopped because someone wants gun control.
Yeah.
And that all propagated because of Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, because and we're never gonna stop the show. We're supposed to stop like 2 minutes ago.
You and me always have the longest shows.
We do. You
we
have
need to like set a timer or something, and like
fuck that shit.
when the bell rings.
We have the longest shows because we're great friends, and I'm so glad we found each other.
We just feed off of each other. That's the thing.
Yes, that's what it was like. Hey, you remember this? I'm like, yeah, man, I remember.
Remember? Yeah, I remember. Remember? You remember? I remember.
But sooner or later, hopefully, Rumble steps up. They're a publicly traded company now, so they're stepping up a little bit. But
I've been surprised with the growth that they've had. They might be a game changer.
Yeah, And that new one that you found out about this week, which I told you like,
Oh yeah, yeah. You probably did. I just wasn't listening to you.
yeah, I'm not surprised because as soon as you said it, I'm like, sent you this goddamn fucking clip.
Did you really?
I sent you
I
that.
honest-
That was the second time I sent you that fucking clip.
I honestly don't remember.
Unless I sent, I could have sent you the actual full length video. I could have done. No, I couldn't have because it had to been on Messenger because Messenger, there's not that much data stoppage for that. Especially when most of the videos I do is that the shorts are compressed. I think but anyways, off topic again, and we are out of here. We did an hour and 40
We're
minutes.
over time. That's the time.
Yeah. And thank you everybody. Keep on listening to us and we'll keep on talking. Or we'll just keep on talking. You don't have to fucking listen. No matter what.
We barely listen to ourselves.
That's entirely true. Because no one comes back is like, I can't believe you said that on because I say some fucked up shit about you and Johnny all the time on my shows.
Oh, I know.
All right, everybody. I'm David Dickerman.
I am Chris Jacka.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.